friends, how are you today? Today we're going to continue and talk about our homes, our home sweet home. And our homes are a place that keep us dry when it's raining, keep us warm in the cold winter, and cool in the summer, and they keep us safe. We have a roof and windows and doors, and they all are part of our houses and our homes. And today's book is Best House Ever. And here is a mouse family. Two little mice once lived in a small red sock in a garden. Frisker, who liked to stay warm, slept in the heel. Her husband, Whisker, a brave little mouse who was very fond of fresh air, slept in the toe. There was a little hole in the toe, just right, the right size for a mouse's window. Between the two mice, there was just enough room for a bag full of sunflower seeds. Frisker and Whisker were always nibbling at the seeds before there was not one seed left in the bag. Oh, before long they ate all the seeds. So here's the mice sleeping in the sock. There are their seeds. We'll have to go shopping, said Frisker. Frisker took her hand basket and Whisker grabbed his hat, and the two mice set out for the store. Soon after they were gone, a fluffy gray kitten scampered into the garden. It's nearly winter, the kitten said to herself. I wish I had a woolen hat to keep my ears warm. Just then she saw the small red sock. The very thing I need, she exclaimed. Uh-oh, they're going to lose their house. Look, the kitten put their house on her head. The kitten picked up the sock and dumped out the mice's things. She tied a knot at the toe and put the sock over her head. It fit perfectly. The kitten was very happy with her new red hat. When the mice came back and saw that their house was gone, Frisker began to cry. Don't cry, begged Whisker. I'll find a better house. He scurried about, sniffing and searching until he found a little green pocketbook, all lined with silk. Frisker stopped crying the moment she saw it. It will make a wonderful house, she said with a smile. In no time at all, the mice moved into their new house. It was cozy and warm, but this time they went out for a walk. A fuzzy yellow duckling came waddling into the garden. So here's their new house, a green pocketbook. But guess what? Here comes a yellow duck. When I have eggs, the duckling thought, I'm not going to sit on a nest all day like my mother. Then she saw a little green pocketbook. The duckling let out a joyful quack, picked up the purse, and waddled home. I can't wait to show Mother how I'm going to carry my eggs around with me, she said. Oh, she brought the pocketbook to carry her eggs in. When the mice came back and found their greenhouse gone, even Whisker felt like crying. But he was a brave little mouse, so he went off through the long grass to search for another house. Before long, he came back looking very proud. I found the best house yet, Whisker said. It was a small blue muff, the kind a young girl might use to keep her hands warm. It had velvet on the outside and fur on the inside. The mice curled up in the muff and quickly fell asleep. Soon a red puppy came running into the garden. When he saw the velvety muff, he sniffed at it and smiled. Oh, there they are, all cuddled up and sleeping in the warm muff. But here comes the puppy. The muff smelled sweet and mousy, and it felt wonderfully soft. This will make a fine pillow, the puppy said. Uh-oh, the puppy grabbed the muff with his teeth and shook it. The two little mice tumbled out of the muff and fell to the ground. They were shaking with fright. "There goes our blue house," whispered Whisker as the red puppy disappeared into the bushes with the muff. Ah, they lost their red house, their green house, and now their blue house. "I'll find an even better house," Whisker said bravely. Then he saw the gray kitten strolling into the yard wearing the red sock on her head. "So that's where our red house went," said Frisker. She started to cry. "Don't cry," Whisker said. "I'll find the best house ever." And off he went to search the garden. Soon he came scampering back. "I found the best house you ever did see." Look at that little house. It looks like a playhouse. When Whisker saw the house, she squealed with joy. This was a real house with a chimney and a door and windows with real curtains. It was a dollhouse that had been left under the rose bush and forgotten. It was just the right size for two little mice. But the house was dusty and needed painting. Frisker and Whisker got to work. They washed the windows and the curtains, swept the floors, made the beds, and built a fire in the tiny fireplace. Frisker prepared a delicious lunch of pumpkin seed pie and tea. The two little mice had just sat down at their table, all ready to eat, when they heard a loud quacking noise. Uh-oh, who's coming? The fuzzy yellow duckling had seen the house too. She tried to get in through the door, but it was locked. Then she tried to get in through the upstairs windows, but she couldn't get them open. So the yellow duck flew onto the roof and tried to squeeze down the chimney. "This is our house," said Frisker angrily. The duckling just laughed, so Whisker blew out the fire with a little bellows, and thick smoke rose up the chimney. The smoke made the duckling sneeze and cough and made her eyes sting too. She flew away, choking and wiping her eyes. Oh, they saved their house. "No one is going to take this house away from us," Whisker said bravely. The minute lunch was over, the two mice began working again. Whisker helped Frisker in the kitchen. They baked pies, cakes, tarts, puddings, and rolls, and set them on the table to cool. "Now we'll rake the lawn and paint the shutters," Whisker said. He and Frisker worked so hard that they didn't see or hear the gray kitten come creeping into the garden until she was almost upon them. There's the kitten. And see, they're working so hard. "Run!" cried Whisker when he saw the kitten. The two little mice scurried into the house in such a hurry that they forgot to lock the door. They hid in the dish cupboard just in time. The minute they were inside, the front door opened and the kitten peeked inside. Uh-oh. Look what she's going to do. It looks like she's going to eat all of their baked goods. The kitten purred happily when she saw the table full of all the good things that Frisker and Whisker had baked. The kitten squeezed into the house, pulled the sock off her head, and hung it on the doorknob. She sat down at the table and quickly gobbled up all the pies, cakes, tarts, and puddings, and rolls. She made Whisker so angry that he jumped up and down in a terrible rage. When he did, down came the cupboard shelf with dishes, glasses, and even Frisker and Whisker. Everything fell to the floor with a loud bang. The noise frightened the kitten, and she ran toward the door. But on the way out, she got her paw tangled in the red sock hanging on the doorknob. Then the door slammed on her tail. Meowing loudly, the kitten freed her tail and ran away. Oh my goodness, she got frightened. Whisker and Frisker ran to the door and locked it. But as they turned the key, they heard a loud bow, wow, wow outside. Uh-oh, who came now? "Let me in," said the red puppy. "Oh, no, we won't," cried the two mice. "Go away." But the puppy wouldn't go away. He pushed up the window and was about to climb in when the window slipped and fell down on his paws. The puppy yelped in pain. "Serves him right," said Frisker. But the puppy howled so loudly that Frisker and Whisker pushed up the window and set him free. "Thanks," said the puppy. "If anyone ever bothers you again, just tell me, and I'll help you." "Our troubles are over," said Whisker happily. The two mice joined hands and danced around their new house. Oh, and the puppy dog is going to help them. And there's the kitten. The little gray kitten was sitting at home in her soft basket, thinking of the delicious lunch she had eaten in the mouse house. "Maybe I'll go back there," she thought. She put on her red stocking hat and then took it off as she remembered the door slamming on her tender tail. She decided never to go anywhere near the mouse house again. That's a good thing for the mice. The fuzzy yellow duckling was paddling around her pond, thinking about the mouse house. "It's a lovely house," she said. "I would certainly like to live there myself." Then she remembered the choking smoke and decided that her nice cool duck pond was a better place to live, and she never went back to the mouse house again. The red puppy stopped in once a week just to make sure that Whisker and Frisker were safe and sound. He was glad to hear that no one ever bothered them. After his visits, the puppy would return to his doghouse. There he slept soundly in the fine velvet muff pillow, which smelled sweet and mousy and was wonderfully soft. Whisker and Frisker felt safe and happy in their new house. Before long, they had 4 baby mice. The baby mice slept in 4 little cradles Whisker had found in the attic. Oh, look at the little mouse family. Every night, just before bedtime, Whisker walked through the house, gazing proudly at each room. "I told you I'd find a house that was just right for us," he told Frisker. Frisker smiled at her husband. "This is the best house ever," she said. "I thought it would be fun if you went on a hunt. In each of your rooms, look for something that is the same color as your favorite color, and let me know what you find. Have a good day. I love you."